Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Alan Slaughterzinski for the Brevard Sports Network, and we continue our practice previews. And today we are here with the head volleyball coach for the Viera Hawks, head coach Sarah Wayne, the only head coach the program has ever known. Coach, you walk, what is this, the 18th year?
Yes,
18th year. My goodness gracious. We were just talking about your youngest getting ready to be a freshman in high school.
My oldest will be a freshman.
Oh, your
year,
oldest. I'm
so,
sorry, your oldest.
No worries.
Yeah. No, I'm not. That's my fault. But all right, Coach. It's got that new car smell, if you know what I mean, when you walk in the gym here. So before we talk about this year, let's go back to last season.
Sure.
And I asked the girls that came on set that day, and they were magnificent, by the way. 1 point away from a state championship last year. And I can remember asking Coach Patrick the same question 2 years ago. What did you take? What did you learn from that experience? 1 point away, oh so close. Listen, I know the hurt because we were hurt. I mean, back here, I can't imagine how you felt. But what did you take from that?
Well, when you finally get over the hump, and it took a while of just feeling, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. We were so close. We could have had it, and the coulda, shoulda. Should I have, served her a different zone? Should I have done this? Should I have swapped this out? You always go through those things as a coach in your head. But then, when the dust settled a little bit, it was just kind of, we had never been that far before. We had never done anything like that before. Mallory said it perfectly. Like 2 years ago, our goal was to win districts. Like it was such a whirlwind, and it just happened from 0 to 100 miles an hour so fast that even though, yes, we were kind of there and we can dwell on it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's no, that's good.
Their JV's finished up practice. It's just I just loved it. I loved every second of it. I loved being there, and it just made the girls just kind of hungry to go back because we had never even been close to experiencing anything like that before.
And I think the girls also said it best when essentially they said that, NSB, you fueled NSB's fire knocking them out the year before. So
absolutely,
there's no doubt in my mind, anyway, I'll say it.
Yeah.
I think the opposite holds true this year with Viera. Okay, Coach. Volleyball is unbelievable in this county right now.
Absolutely.
I was looking at the different clubs at some of the tournaments in the summer, and I just can't get over the amount of student athletes that play this game, Coach, and it's remarkable, and the numbers here are incredible as well.
Yes.
You had tryouts started last week or this week. How'd that go?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's equally astonishing and heartbreaking at the same time. I'm so proud of what we've been able to build here at Viera, and because of what we've been able to accomplish and just kind of the culture that we have in this county, we had 75 girls try out for volleyball this year. And so that says great things about our program. That says great things about our coaching staff. But at the same time, it's my worst day of the year, and I tell them all that. I said, if I had 75 uniforms, then you would all be here. But it's just the nature of what we have to do. Unfortunately, we have to make cuts. But, we have players that keep trying and keep coming back, and they play year round. And, as long as they, do something as far as, for keeping their love of the sport of the game going, sometimes we have to make those hard decisions, but it's just a part of what we have to do.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes because I can imagine. I mean, even like now on Hard Knocks on HBO with the New York Jets, they used to allow the cameras in the room when the coaches made the cuts, but they won't do it anymore. They say, no, you're not coming in to see such a personal time between a coach and a player, and it's none of your business, to be honest with you. We're here with Viera Hawks head volleyball coach Sarah Wayne. And Coach, okay, so you got your squad. Next week at this time, you'll be prepping up for game number 1. I'm blown away. You lose the BSN Volleyball Player of the Year, but you get back the Offensive Player of the Year in Mallory Merz. And I want to start with Mallory because I really believe that this team, watching Mallory play out there is kind of the microcosm of what this program is. Talk a little bit about Mallory.
Well, I can't say enough great things. She is not only, her hands are just beautiful, and she runs our offense. We talked about that setter position in volleyball being that quarterback, and that's what she provides for us in the stability of the offense. And she's continuously working on, in drills today. Hey, at the end of practice today, I said, hey, how did you guys feel? And she immediately was like, I think we need to work on shoots a little bit more. I want to work on that. So she's not only, is she at that level, but she's also wanting to continuing to get better for her teammates. And just her leadership, as well. She's very vocal. She's she's the first one here. She's the last one to leave. She's just one of those players that you thrive as a coach, that you would always love to see some of those things as a captain.
With as many talented players as you have, I imagine your practices are pretty competitive. Talk a little bit about how players like Mallory and Sophia Jones and Amelia Talbot and others push each other, because I know from playing on a team that was pretty good at one time, you push each other, and it's not all wine and roses sometimes in practice.
No, it's not. We haven't gotten quite yet to the 6-on-6 yet in practice. I'm kind of old school in that way. We're just going to pass.
Yeah.
We've been passing for the last week.
I get it. It's like shooting without a backboard for those of you that don't understand. Yeah.
So we haven't really gotten quite there yet. But I know once we do, it's just going to be, but I can see the little things, when Sophia gets a good swing in practice, Casey will come around and she'll get get an even better swing. So you can kind of see it a little bit, but as far as like putting them out on the court just quite yet, I can't wait to get to that point.
And I don't mean to leave anybody out, Haley Beek and, this team is loaded. I don't envy you in another regard as well.
Yeah.
Because you get what a lot of websites are calling the top volleyball player in the country from Colorado. No doubt. Izzy Stark comes in from Colorado. I believe she's still with Team USA right now, practicing. You add that dimension to the team, and how has that been?
She's here now.
Oh, is she? Okay.
She's here now. She was here for tryouts, but then she leaves on Friday to go to Mexico. So she won't be here for first 2 weeks and miss our preseason and our first game.
Okay.
But then we'll be back for the rest of the time. So she's been able to do the important things with the girls. Gel early. We did a team bonding on Saturday. So all of those things that are at the very beginning of the season.
She's in a similar situation because, she won a state championship her first year in high school, but that was with her sister. And if I know sisters, I know that Izzy probably feels like, yes, it's great to have won that state championship with my sister, but I want mine.
Yeah.
And she's committed to Penn State, and she's going to play again with her sister at Penn State. But she is state runner-up last year, I believe it was.
Yes.
So she's coming from so we got everybody's a state runner-up.
Yeah.
And how has that mold, that dynamic, that dimension been?
It's been good. It's been it was kind of always let's see how far we can do. We want to be conference champs. We want to get as far as we can. But it's just a different vibe. It's this is the top. The Mecca is our goal. And how do we get back to that? How do we keep training for that? How do we stay hungry for that? How do we understand that everybody is coming after us?
How are you going to get all these players in, Coach? You've got talent 6, okay. But you got another 6 that could start anywhere else in the county.
Absolutely.
So and maybe you haven't even figured this out yet. That's a beautiful thing, but how do you foresee this working?
We got 25 games on our schedule, and every single one of our players is capable of doing a lot of different awesome things. And so, we play tournaments sometimes where we have to play 3 matches in a row, and I'm comfortable with everything that we have to do and getting everybody in. And they all support each other, and so it really comes down to they're pushing each other out here when we're practicing and when we're on the floor, and that just in turn makes everybody better.
Now, let me ask you this. As a guy that's been covering volleyball, now I'm going to stop saying I'm a novice because I don't think I'm a novice anymore. I've covered a lot of volleyball in this county, so.
You don't say spike anymore, so.
Right.
It's good.
It's good. No, I don't say that anymore. That's for sure. So my question is, and I just want to go back to Izzy for just 1 second.
Sure.
Because I had a coach tell me, said, Alan, a coach from another team here in this county said, Alan, when you see her play, she's not unlike anything you've ever seen in the county. And I thought to myself, listen, I've seen a lot of great volleyball. Matt Carter, Delaney Lott, just to name a few.
Absolutely.
What makes these outlets say she's the top volleyball player in the country? Help me understand that.
Well, just sheer size too is one. She's big and presence on the court. But she is she's very strong.
Yeah.
So plays that you don't think are going to happen end up happening.
Gotcha.
And we're even getting used to that ourselves.
No, I hear you.
Your ball gets shanked halfway across the court, and girls are kind of like, and then she's flying out of nowhere and makes a play for it. So it's the little things. things.
Right.
You know, the little things, the little, the connections, and she's, jumps
Powerful.
high and hits hard, and yeah.
She led her team last year in every statistical category that truly matters in this sport, except for one. She finished second in kills out in Colorado. And I think the IQ as well. Her parents
Mm-hmm.
her entire family is a volleyball family. Her dad played, her mom played. Okay, so Coach, I want to switch gears to you for a second because you come into this season, I think, this is the first time that I can remember that this team comes into this season as unquestionably the best volleyball team in this county.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a different pressure? Does that put a different pressure on your girls? Have you talked about that? How do you handle that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
We had a team meeting and we had a classroom meeting, and like I said, the goal is the same, but it's instead of how can we climb that mountain, it's how can we stay on top of it. Right. So what are some of the things that we need to maintain, not only physically but also mentally? Like that's going to be a big part of it. You know, when you're the underdog, you can just go out there and ball versus, you have to deal with maybe a little bit more crowd, maybe a little bit more, people knowing who you are.
The whispers.
Yeah. So, all of those things kind of come into play. So it's going to be, how can we mentally stay focused this year too?
I think that's going to be important. And I guess for you, with your successful volleyball career in Kentucky and, the athlete that you were at Titusville, I mean, what are you able to draw from your experiences that you're passing along? Because I think they're in for a season. Me personally think they're in for a season. It's going to be very special and one they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. How do you keep the coach speak going where it's ladies, one match at a time? Or do you want them to think ahead?
I think a little bit of both.
Okay.
You always need to kind of understand where you're going and what your path is, but when you're right there in the moment, when it's that Tuesday night or that Thursday night, that's what we're focused on, but yeah, just of course playing experience, that I've had, just, the grind of it, the middle of the season, everybody's got hype in the middle and everybody's got hype towards the end of the season.
Right.
How can you stay focused in the middle? How can we make sure that we're maintaining, with school, with nutrition, with, being physically. Yeah. So there's just a lot of pieces. And, like I said, my coaching staff, we do so much together and we work together just to kind of make sure all these girls are complete in everything.
Tell us about your coaching staff.
I can't say enough.
Yeah.
We have the best in the state of Florida. I'm going to throw that out there.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
We have, so like I said, I've been there for a really long time. Eric Murray, who is, I think, been with us for 12 years.
Yeah.
He's there with us. Lana Andrews has, come back to Florida a few years ago, and she's in with the club season. We have Ashlyn, volunteer coach Ashlyn, who played at the University of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in the area, so she's volunteering with us. We have another coach who was down south and also is our JV coach. So Coach Johnson's going to be a new addition this year. He's going to do our freshman team. And then we also added in Doug Stark's going to be one of our assistants.
Very nice. Very nice.
And he's got
tremendous volleyball
knowledge. So
that's going to be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're very excited.
I asked him, I said, make sure your daughter says okay for it. Yeah. And she said yes. So.
We're very excited for the upcoming season, and I know that you are too. The schedule is brutal.
Yeah.
You put every team on that schedule this year that beat you last year, and I like that.
Yep.
Talk about that.
I just pride.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, and I did that back in March.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually you always kind of do a home and away anyway.
Right.
So, it wasn't like I went and kind of seeked out, but
you would have. I know you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, the schedule. Okay.
Yeah, but of course, starting off with Osceola, they had a phenomenal freshman last year, and she's getting better and better, and so that's going to be a really tough team. We lost to them. Bishop Moore, we just squeaked it out, or we went all the way, I think that was to 5. I think we went to 5 with them. Of course, New Smyrna.
Early, and that's up there.
And then, I did add Lake Nona was one of the top 7A teams.
Yeah. Holy Trinity,
and then
Merritt Island.
Holy Trinity, Merritt Island.
Wow.
And then we're in the 2 toughest tournaments. The
you
Nike
play on
tournament.
that West Coast tournament.
Yep. That'll be the Nike tournament's one of the best in the lower half of the country.
God bless you.
And then we're going over to Venice, which is going to be amazing.
Venice is that's unbelievable over there. Well, Coach, it all gets underway next week. What's the date?
17th.
17th.
It's preseason.
Okay, so preseason, I think it's you, Merritt Island,
Holy Trinity and Satellite.
Oh yeah, we got to be here for that one. One of us will be here for that.
It's at Merritt Island.
Okay, somebody moved a kickoff classic back to Thursday, so we'll get it all figured out. We've grown enough to cover both now. So, Coach, we are very, very excited about the upcoming season. Can't thank you enough for all of the access that you always give us.
Sure.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
For Caleb Brown, who's behind the camera handing me schedules, and for Coach Sarah Wayne, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski with the Brevard Sports Network.